Hey everyone, welcome to Pink Tutu Tarot. So today's reading is going to take a look at your relationship and more specifically your person and what they're thinking, how they're feeling about you and your relationship when you're not together. Now you might be apart for just a short amount of time, maybe even just during the day while you're both at work. It may be that you spend days apart, weeks apart, months apart. Maybe you're in a long distance relationship. It will vary person to person, but regardless, what Spirit wants to look at for you, wants to show you, is what's going on in their head and in their heart as it pertains to your relationship when you're not together, when you're not around. Okay? So I've got 3 readings here for you, 3 cards. These cards came from the readings. So give them a look, give them some thought, let your intuition guide you as to what one you feel pulled toward. So group 1, your card is the 10 of Cups. And I'll hold that there for you so you can take a look. Okay. Group 2, your card is the 9 of Wands. And finally, group 3, your card is the 5 of Cups. All right. So whichever card you're drawn to, or maybe it's the group number or the timestamp, whatever's pulling towards you, all you have to do is go down into this description box, click on the timestamp for the group you want to go to, and it will take you straight to your reading. And I'll see you there. Thanks, y'all. Hey, group 1. All right, we are going to take a look at your relationship, your person, and see what they think about you, how they feel about you when you're not around. Maybe you're separated, maybe you just spend time apart sometimes, and you want to know what's going on in their head when you're not there. So let's take a look. All right. First card is 10 of Cups and the Chariot. Let's get a couple more cards. And we have the 7 of Wands. And the 6 of Wands. Okay, and I do have another deck, so we'll get even more cards and more information, but let's start with these. Give me just a second. I want to take these in and get some initial messages for you, and then we'll talk about what's going on here. Okay, give me 1 second, y'all. Okay, the first thing I'm hearing is that your person, when you're not there, they can't stop thinking about you, which is really nice. They're saying that you're like in a loop in their head all the time. They do get a little bit distracted from work or from what they're doing because they're really spending time thinking about you. Like you cross their mind, and they do sometimes get distracted with whatever they have going on in their life. But they're saying it's not in a bad way, in any way. For them, they catch themselves thinking about you and realize that they weren't thinking about other things, problems in their life, stresses, anything that triggers, unhappiness in them. You have a way of distracting them from those things whenever they think about you, and they think about you a lot. So that's really wonderful. That's really nice. Let's see if there's anything else. They're saying that they, I'm sorry, say that again. They're saying that they feel like they are a part of your world even when you're not around. And what they're giving me, what that means is, it's like in their mind, they're very aware of what you're doing. And not that they're spying on you or anything like that. It's like they know your routine. They know, as much as they do know, it's like they're thinking about you. They look at their watch and go, oh, well, he or she is probably doing this right now. And they're thinking about you in that way, not just in a romantic sense or a sexual sense or an idealized sense. They're thinking about you even on a day-to-day, mundane, routine way. Like what you would be doing at this time today. What they're doing right now. They like imagining that you're right there with them. Or that they're right there with you. Enjoying just the day-to-day stuff that you do and that they do. Which is really nice. I like that. Okay, so let's talk about the cards. The first card is the Ten of Cups. You bring them a lot of happiness, whether you're there or not. And they're very aware of that. Obviously, they like it, but they don't... hold on. They're saying they really like how you make them smile. Just the thought of you makes them smile. Like for no reason, They'll be walking around, going about their day, maybe at work, driving through town, and you pop into their mind, and you just bring them like this snapshot of joy, this little spark of happiness. And they don't take it for granted. They don't. Because they've been on the other, not the other side of it. How do I word that? They've seen unhappiness. They've experienced unhappiness. They have been alone. They have been lonely. They've been on their own. They've been heartbroken. They've been hurt. And they know what all of that feels like. And when they think of you, they're reminded what it feels like to be happy. And it lets them let go of their cares a little bit, which is really nice. All right, so the next card is the Chariot. They do see a future with you. It may not be clear to them what that looks like. And certainly for everybody watching, it will look different to different people based on your circumstances. But they do want a future with you. They really want, when you're not there, when you're not around, they're wishing that you were. Most of the time, yeah. Spirit's saying they spend a lot of time thinking about you. And what it would be like if you were there. And listen, you could be a part, this could be a long distance relationship. You could be apart for months at a time, or it could just be, when you're each at work for the day. It could just be for the day that you're apart. The Spirit's saying it doesn't matter. They think about you. And they wish you were there. Really all the time. There's times, obviously, when they get distracted and are thinking about other things, but you're on their mind a lot. You're on their mind a lot. They do want more. More of you, more with you. Okay. All right, so then we have the Seven of Wands. Say that again, I'm sorry. Again, they're talking about fighting off distractions when they think about you. Like sometimes they have to actually put you out of their mind so they can focus on other things. It's really beautiful. But there's also a feeling here of not wanting to lose you. There is a feeling like they have to be on their best behavior so that you don't walk away in some sense. And that will be different for everybody based on the context of your relationship, your status. But they do want to be the best version of themselves so that you don't fall out of love with them or lose interest. There is a sense of them wanting to be the best for you, which can be a little bit, it can be a little daunting. It can be a little hard to maintain. And they may not realize this right now, or they may. They're saying in time, this will go in time. Not that they won't always want to keep you around or fight for you or work for you, but that it's not realistic for someone to always be on guard and striving to keep you happy. Sometimes they just have to be themselves. So, but it's good for you to be aware of that they have this feeling of wanting to be what you want them to be. So you may want to think about, letting them off the hook a little. Acknowledging to them, making a reference to them that they don't always have to be this or that. That you're not going to go anywhere if they're having a bad day, or if you get in an argument, or if they don't react right. That you're with them no matter what. If that is how you feel, obviously. But there is a sense here of them really working very hard to be the best they can be for you. And it's lovely that they're trying, that they want to do that. But it is also something that's very hard to sustain when it isn't necessarily natural. There may be times when they're having a bad day and they don't want to talk, or they don't want to visit, or they just want to complain or vent about their day without feeling like they're bringing you down or they're putting a burden on you, if that makes sense. Okay. All right. And then we have the Six of Wands. They feel like a winner for having met you, for having gotten to know you, for having you in their life. They feel very, very lucky. Spirit's saying they want this to be how they always feel. But in life, of course, there are ups, there are downs. This moment of victory, this honeymoon period, is kind of what it feels like to me, regardless of where you are in your relationship. It will have its ups and downs. It's give and take. They're saying what's the way they're feeling right now is exceptional. And it does feel like that their care for you, their love for you will continue, but it won't always be this intense or this focused. But it will be strong. So don't feel like it's going to go away, but they're saying to accept that this is just one part of your relationship. And if you are with them long term, in the future, things will change. It will evolve in different ways. Okay. All right, let's get some more cards and see what else Spirit can tell you. They're saying that your person is aware that you care for them, that you have feelings for them, that you feel strongly for them. They do believe it's mutual. And they want it to be. They want it to be. They don't feel like it's one-sided at all, so hopefully it isn't, y'all. Only you can say how you feel. All right. We have King of Cups, the Sun reversed, Eight of Swords reversed. Okay, one more. And the Ace of Swords reversed. Okay, let me see if there's anything they want to say about this bottom row in particular. Hold on one sec. Okay. Okay, they're telling me that this bottom row talks a bit about you and how you feel about them, or how they perceive how you feel about them. Yeah, okay, yeah. This is how they are. It's a complicated way to say it. It's how they think you think about them. This may not be true, so, only you know exactly how you feel about them and about your relationship, but this is what they are getting from you. And it gives you a chance it gives you a chance to clear up anything that isn't correct, to help them see, the truth as much as possible. Okay. All right. So the first card is the King of Cups. Yeah, they're saying that they do see that you care for them or you love them. That you are in some way emotionally attached to them. Obviously, that will vary based on whether this is a very new relationship or an established one. But the way they see it, they see that you do really care about them, and that this attraction, this connection, is a strong one. And relatively stable. They feel it's a relatively stable connection. Okay. All right. Then we have the Sun reversed. Okay. They feel, they actually feel that you might not be in it for the long run. There's some doubts there that while they do believe in the connection, they see that there's more to it, more to your situation than that, and they wonder if they make you happy, like you make them happy. They can see and feel and acknowledge the joy that you bring them all the time. They don't always see it from you. So they do wonder, is he or she as happy being with me as I am with them, with you? And if you are, then now you can work on showing that, as you feel comfortable. All right, so then we have the Eight of Swords reversed. They see you as a bit of a free bird in some way. Like you don't want to be locked down, you don't want to be tied down. There's a sense here of needing your freedom, as that's how they see it. Again, you may say that's not true. That's not how I feel. But I always think it's interesting to understand what someone thinks you're thinking, right? Or how they think you're feeling. They feel a little bit like you're a flight risk. That's what Spirit just said. Which may be why they're working so hard to make you happy, to keep you around, to be everything they can be for you, to bring you what you need, emotionally. Because they're afraid that you might go, that you won't stick around. Not because you don't care about them, because they do believe in the connection. They do believe there's an emotional bond between you. But they don't know if you're ready to be tied down, settled, with one person in one place. There's some uncertainty there about that. And there may be some uncertainty there with you. You may be feeling that. Okay. All right. Then we have the Ace of Swords reversed. They're telling me that there is a strong sense of really wondering what you are thinking. They're not always sure. So while this row is about what they think you're thinking or what they think you're feeling, they're saying that Spirit's saying that your person feels like there's a lot of things that are unsaid, things that you don't talk about, that leave them wondering. So even though they feel very lucky and very grateful that you have, that you are in their life, they're not entirely confident because there's things that you're not saying. So hopefully that resonates with you. Maybe there's things that you just might be someone who's a little bit more private and you just don't feel comfortable sharing everything. Maybe it's still new and you're working on feeling that trust, feeling that comfort in giving all of yourself and putting it all out there. Maybe you just give the impression of keeping secrets and maybe you're not at all, or maybe you are. But they feel that there are things that have gone unsaid that they aren't being told. They don't really know what. It's not like they suspect something. They want you to be more open with them because it gives them a little bit of a sense of insecurity to not know everything about you, to not know whatever it is that they think is that you're holding back on. And they really want that. They really want to earn that trust to where you feel like you can open up. Interesting. Okay. Let me see if there's anything else. All right, they want me to pull one advice card for you. And it's the Tower card. Interesting. Let me see what they want to say about the Tower. Hold on. They're saying, you know, if this is a relationship that you want to stay in, you know, this is a connection you want to keep in your life, they're telling you to not play it so safe. Be willing to put yourself out there, to shake things up and do things differently than you've done them in the past. The past and the way you've responded to relationships or people got you to a certain place in your life. But they're telling me now that it's time for you to evolve past that and be willing to start over a little bit. And I don't mean start over with a new person, but start over within yourself. Open up more. Be more willing to be vulnerable. Be willing to change. And be the person you want to be, and not just the person who is afraid of being themselves, of getting hurt, someone who's afraid of getting hurt, someone who's afraid of being abandoned. If you're feeling any of those things and you know any of those things exist in you, Spirit is urging you to try to break free from those inner restrictions that you have, and trust your heart to be open and to allow this person to come in, to allow love to come in and to stay and to be more than even what it is now, because this person genuinely has such strong feelings for you and would be such a benefit to your life. They're not likely to hurt you. You are more likely to hurt yourself in this situation than they are to hurt you, because just by holding back, by not allowing yourself to experience all the happiness that this connection can bring you. So that is the advice from Spirit for you. All right, group one, I hope that helps. I hope it gives you a little bit of insight into what's really going on in the mind of your person. You know, how they feel about you and how they think that you feel about them. So thank you, group one. Thanks for being here. I appreciate you. And of course, thank you for your likes, your comments, your subscribes. Grateful to all of that. It just helps, it helps these videos get out there so that people who need these messages will get them, because, you know, YouTube's in charge of that. So thank you, everybody. Have a good one. Bye-bye. Hey, group two. All right, we are going to take a look at your person, your relationship, and see what your person thinks about you, how they feel about you when you're not around. So it may be, you know, that you just spend part of your day apart. Maybe you spend more time than that apart. Maybe you are, you know, separated by a distance. It doesn't matter. We're just looking at, you know, where their thoughts go, how their feelings are when you're not in their space, when you're not around. So, all right, let's take a look, get some cards down for you. I know it's a little bit of a different concept. It was given to me by Spirit. So hopefully you find this helpful and insightful for you. All right, your first card is Tower reversed. Then we have Queen of Wands reversed. I just realized I got on my light. Hold on. Sorry about that, yeah. Okay. Then we have the Eight of Swords. And finally, the Nine of Wands. And I do have another deck, so we'll get more cards, but let's start with these. All right, so give me just a second. I just want to take these cards in and get some initial messages from Spirit for you, and then we'll walk through these one at a time. So hold on just a sec. Okay, they're telling me that your person finds your absence when you're not around to be a little bit troubling for them. I don't know why yet. But there's something that concerns them when you're not around. So hold on one second. Let me see what else they can tell me. They're saying that your person appears to be very confident with your relationship. They come across that way. They give that impression when you're around. And so you may not see this side of them. You may not realize that this side of them exists, or maybe you sense it a little bit. But when you're not there, they get nervous about your feelings. Let's see, hold on. Yeah. They're saying when they're apart from you, they sometimes imagine the worst, and that's the truth. That you're going to meet someone else. Not that you're cheating, I don't get that. But that when you're not around, and they're not there to woo you, to keep you happy, to love you, to be there for you, that you'll start to fall away from them, that you'll start to fall out of love for them, or however you're, depending on the status of your relationship, love may or may not be the right word, but they're giving me a sense of out of sight, out of mind, and it's not how they feel about you, but it's how they, those are the concerns that they have when it comes to you being separated from them for any length of time. That you'll meet someone else that will just sweep you off your feet, and there'll be history, which is interesting. Okay, come on. All right, so, and that may or may not be true. You know your situation or your tendency or how you feel about them. But this is what they think, how they feel when you're not around. So, okay, the first card is the Tower reversed. They're telling me your person has some inner doubt, some inner worries. They don't doubt what they feel for you, but they do worry what you feel for them. Whether it is long-lasting, whether it has any longevity, or whether this is just more of a temporary situation. They're wondering if all this is going to fall apart at some point. They do really care for you. They have very strong feelings for you. Their worries sometimes take over when you're not there, especially if you're gone for any longer length of time, a wider time frame. Okay. All right, so then we have the Queen of Wands reversed. they're giving me that there is a fear here, a worry that the attraction, the passion, that connection that you have, and again, it will be, because this is a general reading, it's a little bit different for everybody, of course. They're worried a little bit that the fire will go out if you're apart for too long. If you go your own separate ways for any length of time. They do still have a strong fire for you, but they are showing me that it does come and go in waves, where there's days and moments where they feel so strongly that they can hardly contain it, and other times when it kind of cools off a little bit. They're telling me they still can't get you out of their mind, but they do waver a little bit, and it is more fear-based than actual feelings-based, if that makes sense. All right, so then we have the Eight of Swords. They're telling me your person does want to be with you. They do look at you as someone who could be a long-term partner for them, but they don't know what to do about it. They don't know what to do about it. There is a fear here that you are not in it with the same intensity or the same long-term notion that they are in. They're telling me that they think of you as someone who is there because of circumstance. So you take that as it resonates, or if it resonates. But that when circumstances change, you'll kind of release yourself from this, from these swords, and move on with your life. They do hate the thought of that. It makes them feel. It makes them feel unworthy. That's what Spirit just gave me. That you could just walk away from them like that. And of course, they don't know that you can or that you would, but they fear that you will or could. All right. So then we have the Nine of Wands. Spirit's just giving me that they're kind of waiting for the other shoe to drop with your relationship. It's like a waiting for the moment when you decide to move on without them. There's definitely an insecurity here at the low points with them, is what Spirit is saying. It's not how they always feel. It's not what they always think. They have a lot of happy thoughts and a lot of positive, optimistic thoughts as well. But underlying it is, it's like this niggling fear that you won't stick around. Interesting. So hopefully that gives you some sense. You can think about whether that's, interesting. When I was saying the Eight of Swords, and I accidentally said Ace of Swords, and then the Ace of Swords pops out. Let me see if Spirit wants to use. Okay. They do. They want me to keep that card out. All right. They want me to talk about it after. So let's get some more cards out. Only you know what the reality is for you, exactly how you feel, what the situation is, from your point of view. But I always think it helps to understand someone else's point of view and where there may be some miscommunication, there's some misunderstandings. Okay. All right. The first card is the King of Cups. Okay. I'll be keep shuffling. Okay. We have the Knight of Pentacles reversed, the Ten of Cups reversed, and one more. And Seven of Swords. Okay, give me just a second. Let me see if they want to tell me anything about this bottom row, and then we'll talk through each of the cards. Hold on one sec, y'all. All right, they're telling me this row is more about their feelings for you. The top row, obviously, more about their fears of what you may be thinking or you may be feeling. The bottom row, what's going on in their heart when it comes to you. They do have a deep, I'm going to say love. Obviously, take that as it resonates, depending on the status of your relationship, how long you've been together. If it's not, to the point of love yet, maybe you just started dating, they do have deep feelings for you already. The Spirit is giving me that. They feel a strong connection with you. They're telling me they see you with bright eyes. What does that mean? They see the best in you. They really do see the best in you. And the connection you have, how they feel, does scare them a little bit. Because they weren't expecting it, in a way, to meet you or meet someone like you, to have this strong of a connection, and then just have, these fears at the same time, these worries. Okay, so King of Cups. They're telling me this represents their love for you, their feelings for you. They are unwavering. They are unwavering. Now, granted, sometimes, like I said before, sometimes that fire burns hotter, brighter, more intense. Other times it's a simmer, just because of life, But their feelings, their emotions for you, how they feel about you, is strong and stable. And they do very, very much care about you. And even when you're not there, their feelings remain relatively stable for you, meaning they don't forget about you when you're gone, when you're not around. They still have strong feelings for you. Always, always. The Spirit's telling me that you've become a part of their life in a way. All right, so then we have the Knight of Pentacles in reverse. Hold on. They're telling me that your person, when you're not there, they feel a bit stuck. It's like they want to be with you. They want to take steps toward a more long-term arrangement with you, but they don't know how. They don't know what good it would do because of their fears that you wouldn't be open to that. So they're kind of standing still. They're not going backwards. Their feelings are very stable for you, whether you're there or not. But they're not really moving forward as far as the relationship, as far as going toward like a more permanent sort of situation, or just progressing your relationship. Again, it depends on where you are in your... But Yeah, but Spirit's saying they feel a little bit stuck. They want more than they feel like they can have. And when you're not there, that feeling kind of intensifies a little bit, because they really do want you around all the time. All right. So then we have the Ten of Cups reversed. Again, it's a feeling of they want everything with you. They want the happy family, happy life, happy living situation, however that, whatever that means to you and in your relationship. They want it all with you. They feel that you don't. They feel that they cannot have it, that all of this is temporary, but they do want it. And they keep these feelings inside. So they may not be talking about this with you, but when they're alone, when you're not around, these are thoughts, internal thoughts that they do have, that they want to be with you, not just today, not just tomorrow, but for the long run. Yeah. And then we have the Seven of Swords. Okay. The Spirit's telling me that they're very careful with how much they allow themselves to love you, which is interesting when you're not there. Because that's when they really get into their head more. They get to thinking about all the things that could go wrong, all the things that might not work out, potential for the relationship to end. They sort of, their thinking goes into overdrive, and they do keep that to themselves. They internalize that. Again, Spirit's saying they want more with you. They either love you or they think that they love you, that they have either already said it or they're thinking it. But a lot of the feelings that they have, they keep to themselves. They're positive feelings about how much they care about you. They may share, but I'm getting that they sort of cap it. They don't tell you everything. And the truth is, their feelings are very, very strong for you. Much stronger than you realize. They want to move forward. They want to have a happy life with you. They don't share that information with you. It's like they keep their thoughts to themselves to some extent, because they're afraid of putting themselves out there too much and being rejected or left behind. Interesting. Okay, now they want to talk about the Ace of Swords. Give me one sec. Okay. They're meaning this card to be an advice card for you. And they're encouraging you to talk, to have more conversations with your person about how you feel, about your intentions, about your goals for this relationship, one way or another, however you may see it or feel about it, even if you're not sure. They're giving me, have these conversations, talk it out, talk it through with them. And it may be challenging, but the more you can talk with them about, what their fears are, the more you can hopefully relieve some of their fears, or the two of you can come to a place of understanding, whatever that means as far as how you feel about them and your intentions in the relationship. It will help them to know. It will help them to know. If you don't have long-term feelings or very strong feelings for them, it helps to understand that they're head over heels for you. And so, the decision may be to not string them along, to hold on. There's a spirit saying if you can have this conversation, you can let them be open about how they feel. You can share how you feel. Initiate these conversations. Get things out in the open. It will help you. It will help them. It will help your relationship overall. And, if this is a relationship you want to grow and you want to expand and you want to see where it's headed, then just try to be clear about that with them. They need this. They need this clarity. That's the truth. And maybe you need some clarity as well, and by talking, your person can be more open with how they feel and what's going on in their mind and where they see this relationship headed. All right, group 2, I hope that helps. I hope it gives you a little bit of insight into what's going on in their mind and in their heart when you're not there and they're just kind of alone with their thoughts and their feelings. So thank you so much for being here. Thank you for your likes, your comments. I read all of them. Thank you for your subscribes, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye, y'all. Hey, group 3. All right, so today we're going to talk about your relationship, your person, and take a look at how they think, how they feel when you're not around. What they're thinking about you, how they're feeling about you. So, and it may be that you are just apart for, part of your day or, a few days at a time. You may be apart much longer than that. You may be in a long distance relationship. It'll vary from person to person, but regardless, we're going to look at what they're thinking and how they're feeling when you're not there. All right, so let's get some cards and see where this goes. All right, so the first card is the Chariot. Then we have the Four of Cups reversed. The Five of Cups. And the Two of Pentacles. Okay, give me just a second. I want to take these cards in. I'm going to listen for some initial messages from Spirit for you, and then we'll talk about what's going on here. And then I do have another deck after this one. Do we go through this one? So hold on just a second, y'all. Okay, the first thing that Spirit is telling me is that they are a little bit nervous about how this relationship is progressing. Whether they should go forward, whether they should take a step back. There's some concerns, there's some worries, there's some confusion. And they're truthfully, they're not sure what to do. When you're not there, they really think about this. They really think about this. And it's not that they don't have feelings for you, because they do. Spirit is telling you they do. They're not sure where it's headed, or even necessarily where they want it to head. And maybe this is, still a relatively new relationship. And so those questions are fairly natural or understandable. If this is a long-term relationship you're in, Spirit's telling me that things may have gotten a little stale, and they may be questioning. Go ahead. They may be questioning whether the relationship is sustainable. They're not sure. So it isn't, that they think it isn't sustainable or that they don't want to move forward. The question is whether it is or not. They have doubts, they're confused. One minute it's a hard yes, the next minute they're shaking their head going, I don't know, I'm not sure. So, okay. So, the first card we have is the Chariot. Hold on one second. They're telling me that they are aware that there is potential for this relationship to move forward. But when you're gone, again, they question whether that's what they want. And I know that's probably difficult news to hear. Keep in mind that this is a general reading, so take what resonates. Take the advice you'll get later. But if you want a personal reading, you might, if you really need to get into the down and dirty with your actual person. But sometimes even when a message is hard to hear, it still sometimes needs to be heard, if that makes sense. And again, Spirit's saying they're just not sure where things are headed. They're not sure which direction to take. And right now they're kind of moving forward as if they know. So you may not have this sense that they have, uncertainty, that they're unsure, but it's there. And it comes more to the forefront when you're not together. When they start to think, when they start to wonder, when you're together, things feel more natural. Spirit's saying it feels more real to them when you're together. But when you're apart, it's almost like the distance grows, and it grows along with their doubts. Interesting. Okay. So then we have the Four of Cups reversed. They're telling me that this person really does like you, adore you, love you, depending on this, how long you've been together, the status, but they do have feelings for you, and they are genuine. But again, they're saying they're not sure what the long-term chances are for you. They recognize that you are a bit of a gift in their life, and they're grateful that you're in their life. They have you as a partner or love interest. They're saying, Spirit's saying they're sure about how they feel about you now. The doubts have more to do with what tomorrow looks like. And they do think about that quite a bit. They think about the future, the long-term viability of your relationship, whether it can work, whether it should work, whether they should just accept that this may be more of a temporary situation rather than a forever sort of thing. All these thoughts go through their head, go through their heart. Their feelings are a bit up and down when it comes to that. Not their feelings for you, because they do have strong feelings for you. There is a sense though that they're not sure it can work long term, and there's likely a reason for that. Maybe we'll get to that here. Or you may already be aware of what that reason is. All right, so we have the Five of Cups. Spirit's saying they tend to see things, when you're not there, they tend to see things, they see the cup as half empty rather than half full. They see things as worse or more difficult or more challenging than they really are. They don't, they're not as optimistic when you're not there as they sometimes feel when you are. They often feel when you are together. They tend to focus on the negatives and all the reasons why it can't work, might not work. they wonder if your differences are a long-term liability for your relationship, or whether your differences actually bring you together and help make both of you better people. They kind of waver on that. But they do get more, I don't want to say negative, they get more down, they have more questions, they have more doubts when you're not around than when you are, for sure. Spirit saying, when you're around, they get very swept up in their feelings for you. And it feels very natural, it feels very good, it feels wonderful to them. But with a little distance, the doubts start to creep in. So there's some cracks there. All right, so then we have the Two of Pentacles. Again, I'm hearing the word they wonder. They wonder what they should do, how they should handle this situation, this relationship, whether they should be honest with you about how they, not how they feel, but where their doubts are, where their worries are. Again, they're saying they're not sure whether this relationship can make it in the long term. Again, not because they don't have strong feelings for you, because they do. But there's something about your relationship, about your situation, that makes it harder than most. And you would know what that is if that resonates with you. But it's these challenges that make them wonder if the universe is saying, don't get too attached. So they're considering both very often when you're apart. All right, let's get some more cards. Let's see what else we can find out here. All right, we have the Death card. We have the Ten of Cups reversed. Okay. We have the Six of Cups. And we have the King of Cups. Interesting, the King of Cups came through in all three readings. Very interesting. Okay, so give me just a second. Let me see if they want to say anything in particular about this bottom row, and then we'll go through these cards. All right, they're telling me that this bottom row talks a lot about their feelings for you. The feelings for you that don't necessarily change whether you're together or you're apart. Not that their feelings do change when you're apart. It's just that the worries creep in. The worries creep in, the doubts, the wondering, the insecurities, the questions. But a lot of their feelings they're saying, are very consistent. And Spirit's just telling me they think it would be helpful for you to know that. So it's a little bit off topic of the reading, but not entirely. Okay, so the first card here is the Death card. They're telling me that they see you as someone who has changed their life. Changed how they view relationships, change how they love, how they care about another person. This, they may have gone through, had some rejection or some difficult relationships in the past that have held them back from being in a solid long-term relationship before now. And they see you as someone who has come into their life and changed it for the better. A definite transformation. And they really appreciate that. That's what Spirit said. They really appreciate that about you and just about the circumstances, whatever they were, that brought you together. All right. The 10 of Cups reversed. They're telling me, okay, they're telling me that your person's idea of family, of having a family, of being in a long-term committed relationship, possibly having kids and all of that, depends on, who you are and your situation and your age and all those things. But they're giving me a sense that their feelings about that are a little bit non-traditional. They have a little bit of a fear of commitment when it comes to the family life. Not necessarily you, although obviously they have questions and doubts, but the idea of a family scares them. Whether it's a family together with you or whether it's your families merging together, even extended families, sharing in your life. There's a sense here they're not really interested in that. They don't see it as something they want. It doesn't mean it won't change, but right now, the idea of a family either with you or between you, it isn't high on their list. It isn't high on their list of things that they want. They would be happy to be with you. They are happy to be with you. But it gets more complicated when you start talking about either extended family members, coming into the picture, or maybe you both have your own families from previous relationships, or maybe there's the question of having a family together. Their feelings become more complicated when they have to consider family in addition to just the two of you. They're not there. They're not there when it comes to either having a family or sharing a family. All right. 6 of Cups. They're telling me they do love you. And if you've just met, if this is a new relationship, maybe love isn't the right word, but their heart feels very, very strong for you. They love that you came into their life. They see you as a gift, a gift from the universe, really, in some way. Whether they would verbalize it that way or not, it doesn't matter. They do see you as somehow a gift that has come into their life. And they're saying they want to return that favor. They want to be there for you. They want to help you be the best you can be because you've already helped them. So there is this sense of wanting to take care of you, wanting to be there for you, wanting to give you everything that you've given to them. Whether you realize that you've given something to them or not, you've changed them. And they do recognize that. And that's really where their heart is it's like they're very much in the moment with your relationship. They love what they have with you. It's when they look at the future that things get complicated, that doubts creep in. Because they don't know. It really is a question of they don't know what will happen and whether it should, for whatever reason. All right, so then we have the King of Cups. Right now, their feelings for you are unchangeable. They do have strong feelings for you. Spirit just said to me, their heart beats for you. And that doesn't change. Their doubts and their questions are really more about the relationship and how that can evolve, how it would evolve, might evolve. But their feelings, whether you're there or not there, are strong, and they're unwavering. They're unwavering. They don't change. Interesting. Beautiful. Okay. Well, let's get an advice card and see what advice Spirit has for you. And the advice card is the Ace of Wands. Right, let me see what they want to say about that. Okay, Spirit's saying for you, to take this relationship for what it is in the moment. Regardless of how long you've been together, there's something that feels very new. Feels very new. Whether it's, maybe over time, you have changed, things have changed, or whether this is still a relatively new relationship. There's something about your relationship that still feels very new. And in the moment, they're encouraging you to be in the moment. Your person is being in the moment right now, while they work out how to move forward or whether they can or should move forward. They're saying the best thing you can do is for you to stay in the moment as well. Whether this is a long-term relationship or a new one, treat it like it's a new one, where there's no expectations, there's no ultimatums, certainly. There's, try to let go of any fears you may have over what will happen, and just allow yourself to be present and in the moment right now with your person who has very deep feelings and very strong feelings for you. They just aren't sure what the future holds. And that's the truth. Okay. All right, group 3. I hope that helps. I hope it gives you a little bit of insight into what's going on with your person, what they're thinking and feeling, especially when you're not around. So thank you for being here. Feel free to drop a comment below. I do read them all. And I also appreciate your likes, your subscribes, anytime you share my videos. It just helps them get out to more people so that the ones who need these messages can find them. So I'm very grateful for that. Thank you, everyone, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.